Welcome to Exploring with D-Rock. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome back. Up at Watkins Glen State Park this morning. One of my favorite parks in New York. Going to hit the Gorge Trail and photograph some falls. First one in the parking lot here next to the visitor center. Kind of surprising being a Friday morning, but daylight's at 5:30 and it's about 6:30 right now. Still nobody here. It's kind of surprising to me. Anyway, sun's shining bright, but being in the Gorge Trail, hopefully that don't affect photography. Anyway, let's go. Been here on video a couple times before. Be sure to link those in the description below in case you want to check those out. Gonna do an out and back to Mile Point Bridge up the gorge. Hopefully catch good light at Rainbow Falls. That's the most popular spot here and probably the most photogenic spot as well. Coming up on Century Bridge and Falls. Saw some videos from here over the holiday weekend with heavy flow. Looks like it's still pretty heavy. I don't think I've got to see it with this kind of flow, so should make for some good photo ops. Go ahead and set the camera up, get your first shots in for the day. This is Century Falls. Look up, you can see Century Bridge as well. Battling the sun already. Maybe I'll get lucky and partly cloudy that's forecast. It'll hurry up and show up for me. One last look at Century Bridge and Century Falls. Sometime, I think after 4th of July weekend maybe, this little section here is going to be closed. Not sure if they're working on this little tunnel or Century Bridge itself, but look back down towards parking. Very contrasty with the sun shining in. With the heavy flow, there's lots of spray, so on the way back out, may be able to catch a little rainbow. Looks like there's a little bit of one starting up to the right of Minnehaha Falls there. Anyway, see a few people done heading up ahead of me. Go ahead and try to get on up towards Rainbow Falls before it gets too busy. Well, I had mentioned a rainbow, and there it is already. Making photography a little aggravating right now, but gotta have the sun for a rainbow. Definitely didn't get here early enough. Getting really people-y already. Anyway, here's one last look up at Cavern Cascade. spent way more time in Cavern Cascade than I thought I would. Light was hitting in the gorge, catching that mist, making for some nice light rays. Look back down on the gorge. Get a little look back down on the falls there, coming out of the spiral staircase. If you've watched other Watkins Glen's video, you probably already know, but the gorge trail up through here don't drain good, so it's always wet and muddy. This little falls here verified that I've never seen the gorge with the kind of flow it has on it today. Kind of expected that after seeing Cavern Cascade, but I'm really interested to see how Triple Cascade and Rainbow Falls looks with this kind of flow. Hopefully there won't be a ton of people there and I can get some good shots in. Let's head on up that way. Got some nasty harsh light going on right now. Not sure if I came away with a decent shot here. Tried several exposures. Really gushing today. Coming through another of the little tunnels. Looking up at Central Cascade. Water's really gushing down into Central Cascade there. I've never saw those cascades above the bridge with that kind of flow, so I'm not sure how the shots will turn out, but let's head on over there. Well, the sun hadn't made it to these yet, so they actually look pretty good. Here's a look at the run of cascades leading up to Rainbow Falls. Got a few people coming down, but here's a look up at Triple Cascade and Rainbow Falls. Gonna make for kind of tough shooting. Super bright up through there above the bridge. Hopefully I can make it work and come away with some decent shots, so flow looks great. Really popular spot, always a waiting game with photography. Standing here under Rainbow Falls, you get a free shower while you wait as well. Back down on Rainbow Falls. Coming up past Frowning Cliffs, get a look up at the next falls. Got a little water falling from the top of the canyon here. Catch the sun hitting just right. There's a little bit of a rainbow there. And maybe it'll show up on camera. Having a hard time getting the right angle for it right now. Anyway, I'm gonna mess around here for a few minutes. See if I can get any decent shots. Next little run of falls here has a lot of foam and bubbles coming down below it, swirling around, making for some interesting long exposure shots. Gonna see what I can come away with here and then head on up towards Mile Point Bridge. Trying to photograph these flowers, saw a little friend crawling by. Look up at Mile Point Bridge. Look up from Mile Point Bridge towards the north entrance. Large group just headed up that way. You see all the people. And then here's looking back down the gorge where we just came from. Getting ready to head back down that way now. Coming back down Rainbow Falls. Surprisingly, nobody here right now. Might see if I can get a couple more shots while I'm here. Versus reality. Well, the nobody here didn't last too long, but I think I came away with some decent shots of both stops here at Rainbow Falls. Gonna head on back down the gorge, see what the conditions are like at Cavern Cascade before getting out of here. getting really people-y, so may just do a little time lapse going down the spiral staircase down by Cavern Cascade. Look back up towards Cavern Cascade. Attempted this shot again with a little better light. A whole lot more people now. Likely going to get people-y again down through here towards the entrance, so may do a time lapse going across Century Bridge here. That's going to wrap up today's visit to Watkins Glen State Park. It just so happens today is my 100th hike on the year, so this was a good place to celebrate that. I think I came away with some decent images, even though the sun wasn't really in my favor. I'd have preferred a nice flat light with no sunshine. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's adventure. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Helps out the channel. If you haven't already, while you're here, consider subscribing. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.